Good for Tuesday evening, everybody. Welcome to my official March Madness bracket. So I'm going to unveil to you tonight all my picks for the brackets. I'm Mason Spesky, your host. That was the March Madness theme song there that came on. So let's get right into it here. This is in place of Mondays with Mason this week. So this will be this week's Mondays with Mason episode. And like I said, today we're going to go through each matchup of the NCAA tournament. And I'm going to unveil to you guys my bracket. So without further ado, here we go. I did one of these like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like my very first video. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. But glad to be back doing it again this year. The first matchup in the East region, we got the Stetson against UConn. That's easy for me. Obviously, I'm picking UConn, so go right ahead. These games are in Brooklyn too, by the way. Northwestern at FAU, that's the 9-8 in that region. I think that's going to be closer than some people think. I know FAU was in the Final Four a short year ago. However, I don't know if they get the job done this time. I think Northwestern's a better team. They're playing great basketball. Give me Northwestern in this one. Now down to games in Spokane. The 12 seed UAB Dragons against the 5th seed San Diego State Aztecs. I'm picking the national runner-up, defending national runner-up San Diego State in this one. Give me them. 13 seed Yale Bulldogs, 4 seed Auburn Tigers. I really like this Auburn team. I like the direction they're going in, and I believe that they will win, so give me Auburn. Number 11, Duquesne Dukes against the number 6 BYU Cougars. Duquesne's actually in our hometown. My mom went there. I was considering going there. It was actually my second choice right behind Pitt. So if I wouldn't have went to Pitt, I would have went there. So I'm cheering for Duquesne in this one, and I believe the Dukes will continue their Cinderella run, so give me Duquesne in this one. Illinois and Morehead State. I like the way the Illini play. I could easily see this being an upset. However, I'm not going to pick against Illinois right now. I'm taking Illinois. Give me them. Washington State against Drake. This is another one I think is a true, complete toss-up. However, I think teams like Washington State are the teams that get the job done in this round, and it'll be a close one, that's for sure. And I see why you'd pick Drake. However, I like the Cougars in this one, so give me Washington State. 15 seed South Dakota State Jackrabbits and 2 seed Iowa State Cyclones. This is where the upset, I think, is happening. Every year, we get a 15-2 upset. 2 years ago, it was 3 years ago, since COVID, the tournament canceled, we've had a 15-2 upset every year. 2021, Oral Roberts stunned Ohio State. 2022, St. Peter's defeated Kentucky. 2023, Princeton upset Arizona. It's inevitable. I feel it's going to happen this year. Iowa State right now is just playing too good of basketball. It's a team like this that it always happens to. So therefore, I'm taking the Jackrabbits in the 15-2 upset. Give me South Dakota State. Howard and Wagner. That game, I think, just ended. Wagner pulled it away. I would have probably picked Wagner, but I can't say now because it's over. They'll play North Carolina in the West region. We're moving down now to the West region. On Thursday in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's an easy one. I think Carolina wins. Give me the Tar Heels. Michigan State Spartans, Mississippi State Bulldogs. That's your 9-8. I'm taking the Spartans in this one. Give me them. Grand Canyon Antelope, St. Mary's Gales. And these, by the way, are in Spokane, Washington. Those games are at above or in Charlotte, North Carolina. I really like the St. Mary's Gales, so I think I'm going to have to pick the Gales in this one. Give me St. Mary's. Alabama Crimson Tide against Charleston. I think they're the Cougars. I'm picking Alabama in this one. I like Charleston, and I really hope Charleston wins. However, I'm going Alabama. New Mexico Lobos against Clemson Tigers. I really would see why you would pick the Lobos to win. I mean, they're hot. They're doing good. A lot of good things are happening for them. And this could easily be an upset because Clemson gets weak in the tournament. However, it'd be hard right now to see that happening. So I'm taking Clemson in this one. Give me the Tigers. Plus, I was reading about an article where people think they can make a deep run. Maybe they'll be back. So we'll see. Who knows? Next game, we got the Colgate Raiders and the Baylor Bears. These are games in Memphis. I think the Baylor Bears will cruise to a victory in this one. And the Clemson game is in Memphis too, by the way. Sorry I didn't say that. Next up, we're going to games in Salt Lake City, Utah, featuring the Nevada, I think they're the Cougars, or Wolfpack against the Dayton Flyers. I think the Dayton Flyers will win that game. Number 15, Long Beach State against number 2, Arizona. I think Arizona's going to win this game. They're not going to be a 2 seed and get upset 2 years in a row. I just don't see that happening. I'm picking Arizona. To the right-hand side of the bracket we go. We're going to go up and look at this game. It is in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the South region. Got Longwood against Houston. I think Houston will win this one. Give me Houston. Even though they didn't look good in the conference championship, I still think they'll win. Give me Houston. Texas A&M Aggies against Nebraska Cornhuskers. I don't think Texas A&M should have been in this tournament in the first place. I am adamantly against them being in the tournament. Same with Michigan State. However, I do feel like the Huskers will beat them. Give me Nebraska Cornhuskers in this one. James Madison Dukes and Wisconsin Badgers. This is the 12-5 upset I think we really all need to look at. James Madison already proved their special. They went in to Madison, defeating the Badgers. I'm taking James Madison in this one. Give me the Dukes in this one, in the upset, in Brooklyn. These are in Brooklyn, by the way. Duke and Vermont. That's another game in the South region. I think Vermont will give Duke all they have. This is their best seed yet. However, I don't think it's meant to be. I like the Blue Devils. Give me them. Now down the line to Pittsburgh. Games in Pittsburgh. We will be there. I don't know if we'll be filming, but we'll be at these ones. We got NC State Wolfpack against Texas Tech Red Raiders. So the Red Raiders of Texas Tech going against the Wolfpack of NC State. I like the Red Raiders in this one. I think the Wolfpack will give it their all. However, I just don't think the Wolfpack will win. Give me the Red Raiders. Oakland against Kentucky. I think it's the Grizzlies against the Wildcats. I think Kentucky's going to win this one. I think it'll be an exciting game, an interesting game, that's for sure. Maybe we'll see an upset. Who knows? But I think Kentucky wins this one. Give me them. The Boise State-Colorado winner, which I predict Colorado will win, will take on the Florida Gators. Ultimately, I believe the Florida Gators will win that game. Marquette Golden Eagles against Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. This is another game. This is the ever 15-2 I could see an upset happening in. It's either going to be South Dakota State, Iowa State, or Western Kentucky against Marquette. I'm still picking Marquette here. I think they'll win this one narrowly in a crazy first weekend. I can't wait till Thursday. It's going to be so much fun. Can't wait. Montana State and Grambling. I actually didn't pick this game. I'll pick it right now. It is tomorrow night, by the way, so I can still technically pick it. I'll pick Montana State to win. The winner of that game will play Purdue in Indianapolis, which is where that Marquette set of games is also, too. Just wanted to let you know that. I'm sorry I forgot to say. But this is in Indianapolis, too. I think Purdue wins. TCU against Utah State. I think TCU will get the job done. Utah State is talented. However, I just don't think they have it. Give me TCU. Gonzaga against McNeese. I can see every reason in the world why you'd pick an upset this game. However, I just don't know. I mean, Will Wade's a very good head coach. I like him a lot. And I'm hoping he gets Power 5 job here sooner rather than later. Or Power 4, depending on if you count the Big East next year, because conference realignment. But I think Gonzaga, they typically do well in the tournament. They're not a team that bows out real early. I'm taking Gonzaga in this one for sure. But it'll be close. It'll be very close. Kansas and Samford. I'm really pulling for Samford to win in this one. However, I just don't... Oh, these are in Salt Lake City, by the way. I'm sorry, I forgot. Samford to win. I just don't think it'll happen. I think Kansas is better. I think they'll be healed up. It'll be very close, but give me Kansas in this one. These are games in Pittsburgh. Oregon Ducks against South Carolina Gamecocks. I think Oregon's hot right now. They're playing very well. However, I just think the Gamecocks, they're the better story. They're playing better, and I think the Gamecocks will get the job done. So give me South Carolina. Crane against Akron. That'll be an interesting game for sure, but I'm picking Crane in this one. Give me the Blue Jays. Virginia or Colorado State. That game's actually getting ready to start in 10 minutes. I'm going to take Virginia as my last minute pick here. And they will take on Texas. I think Texas gets the job done. St. Peter's and Tennessee. St. Peter's was the darling of this tournament 2 years ago. They did it to Kentucky. Can they do it to Tennessee? I don't see them doing it to Tennessee. I'm taking Tennessee in this one. Give me Tennessee. Back up now to the East region we go. Back to Brooklyn for the round of 32. We got Northwestern against UConn. No defending national champion in the longest time has made it to the Sweet 16. I was right in predicting Kansas would not make it to the Sweet 16 just one short year ago. History, I believe, will definitely repeat itself. I am taking the Northwestern Wildcats in a crucial upset over the UConn Huskies. Give me Northwestern in this one, baby. Let's go. San Diego State and Auburn. I'm going to pick Auburn in this one. I know San Diego State's going to give it their all. They're going to make a puss in Spokane. However, I just think Auburn will get the job done in the end. Down to the Omaha game. Duquesne against Illinois. Unfortunately, I believe Duquesne's magical run comes to an end. I believe that the Illinois Fighting Illini will get the job done. So give me Illinois. Give me Illinois. Washington State against South Dakota State in Omaha. This 15 seed dream continues. This will be the next 15 seed that advances to the Sweet 16. We're going to have one. It's either going to be Western Kentucky or South Dakota State. I think this is South Dakota State's time and year. I'm picking the Jackrabbits to go to the Sweet 16. My upset special of the tournament. Down to the West region we go now to Charlotte, where the Michigan State Spartans will take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. This will be a back and forth till the end, I think. However, you cannot doubt Tom Izzo and Marks. He will get the job done. I'm taking Michigan State in this one. Give me Sparty. Spokane, Washington. We got St. Mary's against Alabama. St. Mary's is closer. St. Mary's is going to be better. They're going to be more ready. I'm taking St. Mary's over Bama in an upset. Clemson against Baylor in Memphis. I'm going to take the upset here, too. I'm going to go with the Clemson Tigers. I know it's a very risky pick, considering how things are going. It's very risky. However, I don't, Baylor's been getting cold in March as of late, so I expect the Tigers to get the job done in this one. Give me Clemson. Dayton and Arizona. Yeah, I kind of like Arizona. Give me the Wildcats in this one. They're Sweet 16 bound. To the right side of the bracket, we go. Houston and Nebraska in Memphis in the South region. I think Houston will get the job done in the end. They'll be back in the Sweet 16 in Dallas. James Madison at Duke in Brooklyn. I think the Duke Blue Devils will leave Brooklyn and head to Dallas as well. Give me Duke in this one. Texas Tech and Kentucky. I'm going to take Kentucky in this one. I think they bounce back. This is their bounce back year. This is their comeback story. They will be back in the Sweet 16 this year. I like Kentucky. Florida against Marquette. I think we're going to see an upset in Indianapolis, and I feel that the Florida Gators will be back in the Sweet 16 in the South. Give me Florida. Down to the Midwest region we go now. Purdue against TCU in Indianapolis. I like Purdue. I think they'll cruise, and I like Purdue. Give me the Boilermakers. Gonzaga against Kansas. I think Kansas will get the job done. I think Gonzaga going to the Sweet 16 is a risky pick. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm taking Kansas in this one. Give me the Jayhawks. Pittsburgh time now. South Carolina against Creighton. I think the Creighton Blue Jays will easily win this one and easily advance to the Sweet 16 in Detroit. Texas and Tennessee, I can easily see this being an upset. However, I just don't think it's going to happen. I like Tennessee. Give me Tennessee. Back to the East region we go now. We got Northwestern against Auburn in Boston in the Sweet 16 for a chance to play for a trip to the Final Four. I'm taking Auburn in this one. They're just too good right now. I really like them. Give me the Auburn Tigers. South Dakota State against Illinois. I could see the upset special lasting till the Elite Eight. However, I don't think it's going to happen. I just love Illinois too much right now. I know they're probably going to be an early exit, most likely, to be honest with you, if you're being realistic. But I think I'm going to pick Illinois in the Elite Eight. Give me Illinois. Down to the West region we go now. Michigan State against St. Mary's. I really like St. Mary's. I'm taking the Gales in this one. Give me St. Mary's. Clemson and Arizona. I don't think Arizona makes it to the Elite Eight. I like Clemson's chances better. Clemson's upset journey continues. The wild year continues. Give me Clemson in this one. Houston against Duke. Houston's a talented basketball team. However, I just don't know how they're going to hold up. I like the Blue Devils in this one in the upset. Give me Duke. Kentucky against Florida. Yeah, I think I like Kentucky. I think I'm going to take Kentucky in this one. Kentucky will advance the South Region Final against Duke in Dallas. Now into the Motor City in Detroit, Michigan we go. We got Purdue against Kansas for a trip to the Elite Eight. I think Purdue's too talented. I think Kansas, their guys are just coming off injury. They'll be coming back. I like Purdue a lot. Give me the Boilermakers in this one. Crane against Tennessee. I like Crane in this one. You know Tennessee is going to choke at some point down the line. It's sure thing essentially this time of year. I'm taking the Blue Jays in this one. Give me Crane to advance to the Midwest Final. All right, back up to the East region we go now. We got the East region final, the Elite Eight round in Boston. Auburn against Illinois. I'm picking the Auburn Tigers to go to the Elite Eight. They're just too good right now. I like the way they're playing a lot. I'm taking Auburn. Give me the Tigers in this one. Down to the West region final. We have Clemson Tigers against St. Mary's Gales in LA. Will we get an all-Tiger Final Four game on that side of the bracket, or will St. Mary's get the job done? In the end, I like St. Mary's. I think they're going to get the job done. We're going to get a West Region champion, St. Mary's. They're going to play against Auburn in Phoenix in the Final Four. South Region final now in Dallas. We got the Duke Blue Devils and the Kentucky Wildcats. I think this is Kentucky's year. I think they get their mojo back, and I think Kentucky is going to the Final Four, winning the South Region. Midwest Region final, we got Crane against Purdue. I'm really thinking Purdue's going to do well this year in the tournament. I'm taking Purdue in the Midwest Region final. Off to the Final Four they go. Now on to the left side of the bracket for the final time. We got our Final Four matchup between the St. Mary's Gales, the West champ, and the East champ, the Auburn Tigers. I think Auburn's the better team. I think Auburn's just going to dominate this game and give me Auburn in the end to advance to the national title game on April the 8th. On the other side of the bracket, we got the South Region champion, the Kentucky Wildcats, against the Midwest Region champion, the Purdue Boilermakers. It'll be an interesting game for sure. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be a slugfest. In the end, I like the Purdue Boilermakers to advance to the national championship. This sets up the national championship game between the Auburn Tigers and the Purdue Boilermakers. In that national championship game, I think the Purdue Boilermakers, in the end, will get the job done, triumphing over the Auburn Tigers to return to glory and hoist the national championship trophy in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm taking Purdue. That's who I think will win the tournament as well this year. Just a little bonus, I was going to do a video on it, but unfortunately I did not have time. Tournament started tonight. NIT bracket. It's my NIT bracket right here. I won free for free on the first couple games, if that matters. But my Final Four for the NIT, I have Princeton matching up against Ohio State and Minnesota matching up against Villanova. My championship game is Princeton against Villanova. And in the end, I think Villanova will win the National Invitation Tournament. Definitely fun ones for sure. It's definitely going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. Enjoy March Madness. Enjoy the NIT. Enjoy this. This is the best time of year for basketball. Definitely enjoyable, that's for sure. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy the madness. And as always, peace. And good luck on your brackets as well.